Okay, so I took a bit of extra time to add some more stuff to the testing, just so that you could see exactly what it'll look like when a new character joins. So put the initial demo here first. I've altered the speeds of things a little bit for the purposes of this. So you've seen this before. And then Zachary should join. And then Deacon should join after. There we go. And then Isaac should join. There we go. So that's what that should look like, all in all, when new characters join. And then we can always have them, basically the same thing when they leave as well. We can just move characters around that way. But yeah, so that's roughly how that's. Okay, so no actual gameplay to show from today, but I've managed to create this character sprite layer class, which essentially will allow us to switch. Firstly, it'll allow us, if we later on choose to separate the faces and the outfits, to put those on different layers and change them at will, which will probably just make it a bit easier to, go through the different outfit changes. And secondly, it'll allow us to do the same with faces, but also it will allow us to change or transition between different sprites for each of the characters. So hopefully at the beginning of next week we should have that happening, and then hopefully we should also have character highlighting when they speak. So yeah, it's a job for next week, but it'll definitely be done then.
Right. Okay. I've tried to record this once, but as it turns out, on my current setup, a quarter of my screen counts the whole screen because I'm using a 4K TV as my monitor at the moment. But I've got highlighting and character sprite changing set up now. So if I just press play here. Pick this up. So Zachary's expression should change when I click. There we go. And now Deacon comes in. Zachary gets de-highlighted. Deacon's highlighted. Deacon's expression should change as well when I click. There we go. And Isaac will come in and he'll go through his color shifting to show what we can do with the color shifting. Shifting through the rainbow. But that should essentially allow us to do different lighting depending on what scene we're using and what time of day it is. We can do essentially like different lights if you're up for it, or different lighting styles. So yeah, got the highlighting, the expression changing working, and this is just to demonstrate a bit what it'll look like when the actual, when you're actually playing the visual novel aspect of the game. So click through this. There we are. So that's current progress for today. I'm hoping to get a bit more done. I think I'm going to try sprite flipping next, but we'll have to see how that goes. Okay, right. So I'll just bring the console up slightly, just now, because we don't really need the animation or anything else. Right. So what I've done this afternoon is I've made it so that we can rearrange the order in which characters appear in the hierarchy, which means that we can arrange them to overlap each other. Say if I have Deacon and Isaac visible, right? I have Isaac there, I have Deacon there. You see how Deacon is below Isaac, so Deacon appears on top. Essentially, I've made a way to reorganize that in a specified manner currently via code. But we will eventually, when I'm implementing a load of commands, implement a scripting version of that so that you can rearrange it, just in case we need to do that. And I've also implemented animations, so let's see what those look like just now. So, yeah, I'm here now, sprite change, I'm here too, sprite change, me too. Just mean character highlighting and sprite swapping are working. Yeah, I think so. Animations 2 should be try hopping. Okay, now when I click, Deacon is going to do a wee hop and then change expression. There we go. And then shivering because he's cold, and the others will hop and shiver because they're cold. There we go. And now you can see, where is it? Okay, they stopped there. So you can see here that this is the priority. So the priority is where they are in the hierarchy. So currently, Deacon, if we go here, Deacon should be. Let's see. Yeah, Deacon's the lowest on it, or the highest on the list, so he's at the back. It's been rearranged to be like that, and then Zachary should be in front of everyone else. Yeah, he's. If we take a look down here, Zachary has the highest priority. His priority is 3, and Deacon is a priority of 1. So it's ascending. Whoever has the highest number as their priority is going to be in front. Whoever's the lowest is going to be behind, and then everyone else will be in between. So that's essentially what I've done. We can add more animations if you want as well. If you have any animations that you particularly want in there, I can see what I can do with the animator and try and get that implemented. But we have it so that we can essentially just say, right, let's see, where is it? It's my testing script. So yeah, we can just say animate shiver, animate hop, and this animate true is essentially for ones that are Boolean values, so that the animation should continue until it's specified otherwise. Animate without the second parameter is just for one-shot animations, so things that should only happen once. But yeah, that's what I've done this afternoon. Okay, so today I've gone through and tried to fix that the sprite casting stuff. I had a bug up here with position casting stuff, so I fixed that, and then I moved on to some command database extensions, particularly a character class for it. And we've got a general class for it. So these are just commands essentially to use within the script. So there's a small bug with the move character one, which I'll have to look at tomorrow. It works absolutely fine, except for seemingly on Isaac here. First, it works absolutely fine on Zachary for some reason, but I'll need to figure out why that is. It's probably something to do with something being missed out at the first index in the list of characters created. But we'll see how that goes, I suppose. Right. So in here, I've added these 4 commands: create character, move character, show, and hide, and they are written as so. I suppose you can write them. You can basically write any combination of caps and non-caps in here, because I convert them to non-caps anyway. And then within our general, we have a wait for so that just waits for a specified number of seconds. But we go back to here. The create character has 2 parameters: whether you want to enable the character immediately, and whether when they enable you want them to show immediately, or whether you want them to fade in. Then for the movement, we have the X position, the speed, whether it's a smooth movement, whether you want the movement to be immediate. So it's just to set their position rather than actually move them there. Show does what it sounds like. It's got 1 parameter, which is whether to do so immediately, and hide exactly the same there. So it's not too complex. If we go over here, you'll see what I mean about the movement. Over here, so you see there that movement on Isaac didn't work. It moved fine on Zachary. He's moving to 0.7, which is slightly to the right. Isaac's moving to 0.3, which should be slightly to the left. But for some reason that has not happened, and then it showed them afterwards. But yeah, for some reason that's not happened. It's not ideal. But yeah, we're not getting any errors for those commands not showing up, which we will. Well, which we should when. Oh, yeah, there we go. So that means that the functions are showing up absolutely fine. Getting a few warnings for font there. I'm not entirely sure what's causing that, but I'll have a look into that later. But yeah, that's essentially what's happened today. You can see that function is working absolutely fine because that's hide Zachary on this line. And yeah, so when you're defining each of these, there's several different defining ways you can do it. If you want to be really sort of like detailed with your commands and all that, so that people know exactly what's happening and exactly what the parameters mean, you can use things like show immediate and your enabled. Whereas this is a variable called x position, which can be either tac x pause, or attack x position. There's a few different. So there's pretty much two stated names for each parameter. But I'll document those when I'm done with fixing everything up inside of here. But yeah, that's what I've done today. Okay, right. So I've just tidied up the characters command database extension class a little bit and annotated it so that we know exactly what everything does and what parameters are taken in by each of the scripting functions. And I'll later put this. In fact, probably later on today or tomorrow, I'll put this all in the documentation so that we know exactly what functions do what. But for now, I've written up this change sprite function for the scripting, and essentially what it does is it gets the character name from the start of the function parameters, then finds, much like every other one of the functions, it converts the data into parameters. So the data is what's input for the function, and then it gets the value of them based on these parameter identifiers, which I will be putting into the documentation, because these are essentially all up here, and they're what you need to put before putting the value for each variable within the data. So there's multiple different things. I think I explained it yesterday, but there's we've got I here, or show immediate, E or enable, X position, or those should have tax on them. Should have spotted that. SPA speed, SM smooth, or SM sprite name. But yeah, if we go back down to here, it gets all of those. Then if it's got this immediate boolean in here again, so if you want it to just be immediate, it will transition over to that. But if not immediate, then it will hide the character, transition the sprite, and then show the character again. So that should. If we go back into here, we can see that down here we have Isaac not immediately, so he's transitioning sprite over time, and Zachary is transitioning sprite immediately, and then we have two more here just to make sure that it works multiple times. So go to this, you good, and then they should change sprite. There we go. You can see Zachary changed immediately, whereas Isaac didn't. And then they should change sprite again. There we go. I've still got to fix that movement bug because Isaac for some reason just isn't moving at the moment, which is Or well, I guess that's because I'm not entirely sure why that's happening. But yeah, I'll need to make sure that he does get moving again. But yeah, that's what I've done so far today.